Hey guys, Dion from DionVideoProductions here, and today I'll be doing a little bit of a different video. In this video, I'm going to actually be sharing some of my gear with you guys. I got a lot of questions asked about what kind of cameras I use, microphones, etc. So in this video, I wanted to share my latest purchase. I'll be doing sort of an unboxing of the Panasonic GH4 with the lens as well, which is the 12 to 35 millimeter. If you guys want more videos on this camera, or if you have any questions, be sure to let me know in the comments and I will reply to them as soon as I can. Let's get started. Alright guys, as you can see alongside the camera I did buy a few extra things. First of all, I bought an extra battery. Of course I bought the Panasonic one versus a third-party one because the first-party ones usually work the best here. I bought this for the grip, which I'll show you guys in a second. I also bought an extra SD card. Now the reason why I show this is because this camera does require class 10 cards, at least if you're willing to shoot in 4K. I also bought a UV filter, which is already pre-installed. I had the guy in the shop do that for me. And of course we have the camera itself, which we'll take a look at in a second. First we'll take a look at the grip. Now this is the Panasonic grip. There are many third-party ones I found on Amazon. However, I decided to get the Panasonic one just because of build quality and I think it would just work best. Of course, there's two reasons why I got this. First of all, it of course extends your camera's battery life. Now of course you don't need the grip to do so, you just need an extra battery. But the nice thing about having the grip is that second battery is always in your camera, meaning that you will not have to remove your camera from a rig or tripod in order to exchange the battery once your first battery runs low. The second reason why I got this is for the additional grip. Now I personally am used to shooting on camcorders, and this is of course a DSLR form factor as far as the camera goes, so this just gives me a little bit more grip when holding the camera handheld or moving it around. As you can see, the grip looks really nice, and it is also made out of magnesium just like the camera, and therefore it will work really well and look really good on the camera. I'll show the installation process later in this video. For now, let's go ahead and put in the battery. As you can see, on the left side there's a little door, and you can simply put in the battery and close it. Alright guys, now let's go ahead and take a look at the star of the show, which is of course the GH4 itself. Let's go ahead and open this up. Alright guys, so once we pull the tab and lift the box open here, we're going to go ahead and see the manuals. Now this comes with a bunch of booklets and CDs and whatnot. Most of it you're probably never going to look at, but of course it is included and might be nice to have. Alright guys, so let's go ahead and put those manuals and warranties off to the side and actually get to the hardware, basically the things we care about here. So we're going to go ahead and lift this latch here, and underneath we will find the camera itself in this little black bag. We're going to go ahead and put that off to the side for now and look at the rest of the content. As mentioned, this is one of the kits, so this one comes with the 12 to 35 millimeter lens, which is right here, and it also comes with a lens hood, which is nice to see. Under this little tab right here, we find a neck strap. Now, I as a filmmaker will probably never use this. However, for photographers, this will be very useful to have. We have the charger, which is a standard Panasonic charger. It can be very comparable to, say, a Canon charger. This is how you install the battery. You cannot charge the battery directly from the camera, so you'll have to do so with this charger. I guess that has its ups and downs, because I'm very used to being able to charge directly from the camera. Here we have the battery, which of course is the same as mentioned before, or as you saw earlier. We're going to put that off to the side. And we have a few cables. Right now we have a USB cable, which you might not use. You know, it records on SD cards, which is very useful, so you can probably just plug that right into your computer. And we have the other end of your power cable. And that is it for the box itself. Now let's take a closer look at some of the contents that we looked at earlier. Alright, so starting off with the lens here, this is the 12 to 35 millimeter, which on a full frame sensor would be equivalent to a 24 to 70 millimeter, which is a great lens to use for filmmakers in particular. Now, this lens build quality is great. It is really nice in the hand, and it has optical image stabilization, which is also great for filmmaking as well. Next, we have the camera itself in this little bag, and I must say, from a first perspective point of view, this really feels nice. The full magnesium body definitely feels nice in the hand, feels very sturdy, and definitely just feels like something that will definitely last for a while. It also has weather sealing, which is nice, and as you can see, as we're looking around the body of the camera, we have lots of inputs. We have the mic in, the headphone out, SD card slot, basically everything you'd need as a filmmaker. To be honest, this camera just has so many inputs for such a small body, which is great. And here we have the flip out screen, which is one of the main reasons why this camera attracted me versus, say, over a 5D Mark III. The flip out screen is something I've been used to from shooting with camcorders, and it's definitely something I want to have on a camera. And of course, here we have the battery itself. Let's go ahead and actually take a look at the lens hood. This is nice that it comes with it, especially when you're shooting outside in the sun. You never know when it might be handy. Alright, so let's go ahead and set up the camera here. We're going to go ahead and install the battery first. We're going to open up the little door here and insert the battery. Of course, very similar to the grip. And let's go ahead and install the lens too while we're at it. As you can see here, we have the crop sensor, noticeably smaller than a full frame sensor, of course. And let's go ahead and put on this lens here. This is actually the only lens that I bought with the camera for now, but from what I've seen and read, this is the best, one of the best lenses to buy with this camera, as it's just an all-around great lens here. And looking at the way it fits on the camera, it looks really nice. Proportion-wise, it seems to work really well too. And it doesn't really like overweigh the camera to a point where it will tip forward. It's actually not a very heavy lens, and nor is the body. So you have a pretty light setup, especially considering that this will shoot cinema 4K. Let's go ahead and flip out that screen here, and we're going to go ahead and boot it up. Of course, I don't have a card in there at this point. Alright, so I'm going to show you guys now how to install the battery grip on the camera here, in case you did not know. So first we're going to remove the plastic from the battery and remove the little rubber grip on the bottom of the camera to reveal the contacts. As mentioned before, this simply screws into the bottom of your camera, uses a tripod mount. The nice thing is there is a tripod mount on the grip, so of course you do not really lose that that option to hook up, say, a tripod or any other external accessories like glide cams or rigs. And of course, as you can see, this definitely adds quite a lot of bulk to your camera. However, you have this additional battery, you have a lot more grip, a lot more places to hold the camera. And one of the nice things too, while as a filmmaker you may not use this much, these controls that are on the top right, like your shutter, your ISO, are all repeated on the grip, so it feels very natural. And as mentioned, the fact that this grip is also made out of magnesium, and of course made by the same manufacturer, it feels very seamless. Like, it really looks like it is meant to be used with this camera, and therefore works really, really well. Alright guys, thank you very much for watching this video. Hope you enjoyed it. If you guys want to see any more videos on this camera or on any of my other gear, be sure to let me know in the comments and I'll be more than happy to make a video. Thank you very much for watching guys, and I hope you enjoyed it. Bye bye.